I love how he's a great listener. And I make him feel like a true king and a warrior, don't I, sweetie? When you just hear me out, right,
Yes.
Yamwood?
Yeah, she needs that.
Every woman needs that.
We only argue when she gets sassy. So for me, it's okay that we don't agree with things, but the moment she gets that feisty attitude, I'm like, yo, what's your problem?
Hi beautiful people, thank you for joining me today. In this video, you're going to see me and my honey sharing some tips to making our relationship successful, and also it can benefit your relationship too. Our tips are definitely going to be beneficial for your everyday life in order to help you have a successful relationship one day.
So what makes our relationship successful? Sweet, what would you say?
We invest into ourselves. I hope we're in frame.
Help her.
We invest into new skills. We invest into knowing how to communicate with other people, communication skills, how to be successful in relationships, in business. For 5 years, I heavily invested into myself, going to seminars. He invests into himself by reading books. He loves reading books, oh my God. So I would say that's what makes a relationship very successful, and just having communication, obviously.
I don't think our relationship is successful because of something that we did together. I think it more so has to do what we do individually. Individually, she worked so much on herself, and to the point where she found what's important to her, like relationships, specifically wanting to be married and having a life partner, a man in her life was so important, became like a top priority to her. Many facets, like it was just so important to her. But what was so important was that she was so crystal clear on what she wanted. For me, like why I feel our relationship is successful in many ways is because of her clarity of what she wants in a man and my desire to live up to that. And even though there are shortcomings on my part as a man, she reminds me of why it's so important to be that person for her. Because not only does she want it, she expects it, but it's also the man that I want to be. So for me, it's kind of like it's a game, you know, like where you level up and you want to get better and better. You have bigger boss fights or more obstacles you got to overcome, or more specific things that you got to battle through. But it just makes it so much more fun when you have a warrior on your side. Like she's a fighter, like she knows what she wants and she goes after it. Like she's in the game with me, like she's on the field with me, she's fighting the battles with me, she's always by my side. I'm the sword, she's the shield. I'm the arrow, she's the bow. Like we work so well together to accomplish the same goal, and I think it's just like, it's a fun game to play, and she's perfect for it. Too long?
Yeah, no, you're fine. That was great. What challenges do you think we are currently facing in our relationship?
There's always gonna be challenges.
Yeah.
And like challenges are an indication that you're growing. So if there are no challenges, then you're just stagnant and you're just gonna fall backwards and you're gonna get bored and you're gonna go for something different. Just the way that the sentence is phrased is kind of a negative connotation to what the question is really asking. I see challenges as an opportunity to grow. Someone else, oh, like you have difficulties with Nathalie on this or that, or your relationship could be better. Like from the outside perspective, like maybe they might see it differently, but for me, and for us really, I think, is that we see it as an opportunity. So to answer the question more specifically, I think a challenge that we have is less to do with Nathalie, but more so to do with me. I think it's a way to find a way to make life more simple. Simple meaning like there's specific things that you only focus on, you know, kind of have priorities, being able to commit fully to something, make quicker decisions, taking massive action. You know, I could be doing a lot better personally, financially, business, health. I mean, we could all do better, of course, but I imagined that I would be a lot further in life today than I am now. And that challenge bleeds over to my relationship with her. So it's me battling through that and living up to those expectations of the man that I should be at this point in my life, and striving every day to get closer and closer to that will be the challenge that I'm facing now. And with her in the relationship, the challenge would be do more, faster, better, and bigger. And those are challenges across health, family, business, financially, like all that. And yeah, that's a big question. So in broad view, that would be the answer.
Thank you for sharing, sweetie. I know a lot of men are watching, so it's great to hear from that perspective.
Well, if there's a lot of men watching, then what I'm really referring to is that you feel like you have shortcomings after shortcomings after shortcomings. And you have, like, I grew up loving superheroes, and you see these men that are buff, ripped, have the woman, yeah, they have the battles, they lose somebody, they have these obstacles and whatnot, but like that's part of the fun. But then when you're out in the real world, it's like, unfortunately, it's a lot more emotional and less logical, and you get caught up on insignificant things and distractions and stupid stuff that are just distractions at the end of the day. And that's the battle that I fight with every single day. It's not that I'm not focused, it's just priorities. I think the solution is making sacrifices. I think I have trouble sacrificing things. Like sacrificing family time for the bigger goal, or sacrificing a long workout for jumping back on the phones to make money, or sacrificing my comfort zones for doing something new, or sacrificing being completely certain about something before taking action on it. Like those sacrifices that I could make that frees up my mental space to be more creative or more, I guess, intentional with the things that are going to solve the problems I have here and now that could change my life from one day to the next.
When do you feel the most supported by your partner? I mean, he always supported me no matter what decision I made in my life, whether it's, you know, living together or living on my own, living on his own. Like, he's just always been supportive of me, and even just starting like new business ventures, constantly always supported, and not just financially, because he'll like buy my products and stuff.
Yeah.
But
if I was going to answer it for her, is that I am able to participate in that solution on what she needs at that moment. So there's times where all she needs is just someone to listen to, and then a coffee date will be enough to be
that's
sufficient.
my love language.
Yeah, so
words and quality time, and the coffee scenarios is like that's all I ever need.
Yeah, so it could be simple as that, just a coffee date where she just talks and talks about the future and what she wants, and it's sometimes, a lot of times it's the same conversation over and over again, and it changes or updates based off of what she's going through, what she's learning. But it's simple as that, just sitting there having coffee and just touching and loving on each other and hearing her talk. Other times is where she needs an adventure. She needs to go travel. She needs to go to this Airbnb. She needs to go to this skyscraper. She needs to go to California or go to Miami or just get out. And there's other times where she just needs something new. You know, she wants to try something different, or go karaoke, or go dancing, or wants to go on a double date. You know, whatever it is. She knows what she wants, and all I have to do is just give it to her. So I think it's easy to show her my support.
Yeah, and whenever I need to focus on my work, he respects that. Like, he's not needy or clingy, like, because he knows that I'm a focused individual, so he knows like not to frustrate me in that way, which I respect.
Yeah, like for Natalie, if she doesn't go, number one thing is if things don't go as planned. Like if let's say tomorrow morning she wakes up and she wants to record a YouTube video, or she wants to go to the dance studio for a class, or she wants to have breakfast with me in the morning, whatever it is, and she's made up her mind that's what she wants to do, and it doesn't get done, then it throws her off, and she doesn't like that.
I'm working on it.
Which is fine. I feel the same way, and I appreciate that about her, because wow, like that's great. Like, there's people out there that have no clue what they want, and they have no clue on what they need today in order to move forward in that direction.
And to follow through.
Yeah, she's well past that. She knows exactly what she wants. She knows what she needs to do, and she feels satisfaction when she's moving in the right direction. So I love and respect that about her, and yeah, I just tap into it to support her.
Thank you, sweetie.
And to answer my question about how I feel supported by her, I think it's really simple. I think there's the things that frustrate me are the mundane things on day to day that I have to do because of my responsibilities to my dog or my family, or whatever things I've obligated myself to be doing, even though it doesn't serve the greater purpose. But I feel love when Natalie steps in and takes over that for me. Like grocery shopping, for example. I hate grocery shopping. Like, I despise it. I don't want to go grocery shopping. I find it a complete waste of time. But, you know, Natalie would go to the grocery store and do grocery shopping. Not that she loves it or anything or looks forward to it, but she knows that it impacts me in ways where it throws me off completely, and I don't like doing it. So she serves me in that way. And there's other times where I have, you know, there's things that pop up, you know, like my mom needs something to be taken care of, or I need help on supporting somebody with something, or I need some alone time, or I need a massage, or I need to just relax, I need to get away, whatever it is, Natalie's right there. And all I have to do is just communicate it, or even sometimes I don't even have to communicate, she just knows. And
I sense it.
As long as I'm around her and she picks up on it, or I tell her, she'll immediately do it. And there's that level of support is so impactful for me, and I value it so much. I think that's, if I were gonna say there's one specific thing that I know is like the backbone to our relationship, it's that. It's Natalie's support towards me. You can't replace that.
Thank you, sweetie. That's so sweet. This is a good question. So what trait do you love from the other person you just can't live without? I love how he's a great listener! And I make him feel like a true king and a warrior, don't I, sweetie? When you just when you just hear me out, right,
Yes.
Hamwood?
Yeah, she needs that.
Every woman needs that. And you? Support?
Support,
Okay.
like hands down.
What are our arguments mostly about, and who starts them, and how do we finish the arguments? So let's replace that word arguments with debates. Like we'll just have a conversation about whatever, and when I say something, he like takes it, he takes what I said into a literal sense, and then we just like have a small debate after that or something, because
Kind of. So we only argue when she gets sassy. So for me, it's okay that we don't agree with things, but the moment she gets that feisty attitude, I'm like, yo, what's your problem? You know, like that's when the argument starts. So to answer your question is, what do we argue about? Technically nothing, but it's relevant to the context.
You can't say nothing, sweetie.
It's relevant to the context in which we're dealing with. So for example, yesterday we were doing thumbnails together, or 2 days ago, whatever it was. And I thought it should be one way, or I wanted to take over the computer in order to make the edits, and she didn't want me to. And like, why am I here? Why am I helping you if you don't let me do what I'm trying to help you with? Like, then the argument starts in that moment. But more importantly, how do we get over it? We just make out.
Yeah.
Like we kiss and love each other, and we think it's stupid, so we get over it. And she feels annoyed, so I just tell her don't laugh, and she smiles and we laugh.
Sometimes it's annoying. It's really annoying. Like the making out, it's fine. But he will say, don't laugh when I'm pissed.
Yeah.
Like, do not do that. I get really, really pissed.
No, I say don't smile.
Yeah, but I'm like really, really like, pissed.
But then she
though.
smiles and then she laughs.
Yeah, I mean, this is true, but at the same time, deep down inside, I'm like, I mean,
do you take anything seriously?
Is he serious? Like, I want to be serious, but anyways, it's just like...
The answer is no. No. I think if it's a petty argument, no, I'm not going to take it seriously. No.
Okay. I do laugh every time. Yeah. And I hate it sometimes.
It is what it is.
Okay, so how well do we communicate with one another? Sweetie, stay in the picture.
I would say 1 through 10, 4.
What?
Yeah.
What does a 4 mean?
A lot of times when I'm trying to express myself, for one, I'm not the greatest person at expressing myself. And when I try it really hard, but I think it becomes a little bit too specific or technical or analytical where Natalie doesn't really understand. And then she just brings something else. I'm like, hey, I don't think you listened to me about what I just said. So I don't think she grasps.
Or I acknowledge.
Just like that. So I didn't say anything about acknowledgement. And
I'm saying if I acknowledge what you said.
it has nothing to do with what I just said.
All right, I'm just asking.
No, it has nothing to do with acknowledgement. It's understanding like what I'm trying to tell her, which is like just now.
That was a little tiny argument we just had.
No, it wasn't.
What the? So, what is our strength as a couple?
You have to answer the question.
How well do we communicate? I didn't know you felt that way, maybe though.
Yes, you do.
So how do I?
I tell her all the time.
How do I like get better in that way? If I don't understand sometimes what you're saying, do I just say, "What do you mean by that?"
No, like be involved. Like if I'm telling her, "Hey, I'm going. This is how." I don't say how I feel. I just, "Hey, this was going on," and I was like, "Just do it." And like, then I just tell you all the obstacles and situations and difficulties with it, and then just do it. That's it. Okay.
So you want me to be more compassionate?
Just like that. No.
Oh my God.
Compassion.
Comment down below, where am I lacking in this?
I'll help you. Understanding.
What do I say when you're going through some things?
For example, I just try to explain to her about how she could do better, and then she says compassion. I'm not seeking compassion. I don't want her compassion. I don't want anybody's compassion. Compassion would not make me feel any better. I don't want anybody's sympathy. I want her to just help me work things through mentally to make a decision.
And I
don't need her compassion.
I help you out with that sometimes.
Okay, so
I help you out with that
I didn't
sometimes.
say that you don't.
But is that true that I do help you out with that sometimes?
Rarely.
God. Alright.
How would you answer that question?
Well, after that, I'll just say a 5.
No, it has to be your answer. That's my answer. Like, if you feel like it's better than that, you can explain why.
I mean, honestly, for me, I'm not trying to compare us, but like, I guess I make my own decisions. I really do. And when I'm struggling with something, obviously, you do a very good job of just listening.
Yeah.
You don't give me advice. You don't tell me what to do, which is a great thing to do.
I went down the hard way.
Yeah, because majority of the time, we're not seeking for our partner's coaching. We just want someone to be there for us, and you're great at that. So to change my answer, I would say you're great at that as an 8.
Okay, I know what happens. So when I listen to her, I get a better understanding, and all I have to do is she has to get to the point where she's made a decision, and all I have to do is just support her decision. She helped me come to the conclusion, okay, I love to study, I love to read, and I love to share with her what I learned. Mm-hmm. She's like, why don't you just put that on YouTube and make money? So like that, like she listened, like, hey, I want this, and this is what I like to do. And she helped me connect the dots. Why don't you just put that on YouTube? And then I was like, yeah, that makes sense. And then she started sharing, hey, do you know this? And she started telling me all these things about YouTube, all these tactics, and it became more real to me. And she started feeding, like how that was a real solution for me. And at the end, she's like, okay, well, how are you gonna do this? And then she helped me get steps, and then she supported me by giving me resources that she uses and grow her YouTube channel.
If you are an entrepreneur who works hard and wants to improve their love life, make sure you email me. All the information is in the description below. I would love to chat with you. And if you have any takeaways from this video, make sure you comment below. But all in all, thank you so much for your precious time. I really hope that this video was so valuable to you. If it was, make sure you like this video, share, and also subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and hit that notification bell while you're at it. Thank you so much again for joining me. I will see you next week, my friend.